morning children. Today I am going to take English literature Maui's Kite. This is a story written by Thomas Anthony. He is a famous American writer who wrote nearly 200 children's stories, and he is the best person who wrote famous stories for nature. This is a story of a little boy named Maui. Maui is a nature name pronounced as Maui. Maui is a little boy who made a very big kite, and he wanted the winds to take his kite far away, and he wanted to see his kite fly high up in the sky. So he goes to the wind keeper. Who is a wind keeper? Keeper who keeps an eye for the wind. So he goes to the wind keeper and he tells her, he requests her to send the winds to play with him. So she thinks Aipu Iki is the best wind to play with the little boy because it's a mild wind. Mild wind means soft and gentle wind. Now he plays and he sees his kite fly very high. Then he comes back and sends the winds back to her. After that, he wants his kite to fly very high, go far to different countries. So then what he does, he again goes to the keeper and says, send the north-south winds. So she says no, she does not send. So he starts chanting the words to call the winds. Now when he chants the words, chants means reciting. When he starts reciting, the winds come and take away his kite far away, and they cause destruction in the village. Now the villagers, the boys do not talk to him. They say he is destroyed the village. So they don't talk to him. Now this little playful boy starts sitting alone and he thinks what to do. So he starts making another kite. When he makes another smaller kite and he ties it to a rock near his house, then he again just reads the movement of the winds, and he slowly starts telling the villagers when will it rain, how the weather will be, if it will be cloudy, it will be rainy, or it will be dry. So the villagers start calling him the master of the winds. Now come, let us read about it. Unit 5, Maui's Kite. Word meaning. Maui pronounced as Maui. Second, tame. Take something easy to control. Cross pieces. Sticks crossed together to form the frame of the kite. Alona's shrub. A Hawaii plant known for its strong bark. Paraded. Walked in a large group in orderly fashion to celebrate. Approached. Come near. Gourd. A fleshy vegetable with a thick skin. Long ago in Hawaii, people told stories to explain the wonders of nature. This story is about Maui, who wanted to tame the winds. Tame the winds means to control the winds. One morning, Maui decided that he had to build a kite. And what a kite he built! His mother gave him her largest strong piece of cloth. For the cross pieces, he used sticks of bamboo, and he cut branches from the Alona shrub to make strong ropes. Maui's kite was a work of art. He told himself, I must get a special wind to fly my kite. I'll go to the keeper of the winds. She will let me have the perfect wind to make my kite fly really high. His friends happily gathered around to help him carry his kite to the keeper of the winds. As the group paraded through the village, everybody left their work and came to watch. When the group finally approached the cave of the winds, they could see the keeper of the winds sitting by the entrance. "Oh, keeper of the winds, cried Maui, please bring Ipuki, the small god that holds the gentle breeze, and let us fly our kite. The keeper was a wise old woman. She knew that the gentle wind of Ipuki would play kindly with the boy. So she went into her cave and returned, carrying a small god and singing their song. Turn the page to page 42. Everlasting, continuing forever. Drafted, slowly and steadily moved from one place to another. Scored, rose high into the air. Taken for granted, accepted and treated in a careless manner. Churning, moving round and round, rather violently. Hasten, hurry. O winds, soft winds of Hilo, winds from the god of everlasting winds, come from Ipuki, O winds, soft winds of Hilo, come gently, come mildly. The lid of the god began to stir, and the keeper carefully opened it. Slowly, the soft wind of Hilo drafted out and tugged at the kite. Maui let out some cord, and he and his friends cheered as the kite soared like a great bird over the sea. The keeper stood silently and looked on with a smile. After a while she said, "That's enough for today. The winds should not be taken for granted. They will respect you if you respect them." After a few moments of silence, Maui nodded and said, "Yes, O keeper of the winds, call your winds back to you." The woman now removed the lid from Ipuki. As the winds returned, the kite slowly drooped. Maui reeled in the line, caught the kite and went back home with his friends while the keeper closed the lid. But Maui was not content. He had seen how high his kite had gone, and he now wondered just how much higher it would fly. The next day, Maui and his friends took the great kite and went back to the cave of the winds. "O keeper of the winds, bring out Ipu Nui, god of the four great winds," cried out Maui. "The winds of Ipuki were enough, Maui." The winds of Ipuki were enough, Maui, she replied. "Don't you remember what I said to you? You must respect the winds, especially the four great winds." "But I am strong as the four great winds," said Maui, and he began to chant. "O four great winds, mighty as the gods, wind from the god of everlasting winds, come from Ipu Niu, strong winds, churning winds, hasten and come to me." From inside the cave came a mighty roar. The keeper ran towards the entrance, but she was too late. The north winds and the east wind pushed her over and snatched the kite from the hands of Maui's friend. Maui's kite was swept far out over the sea. He laughed with delight when he saw from inside the cave came a mighty roar. The keeper ran towards the entrance, but she was too late. The north wind and the east wind pushed her over and snatched the kite from the hands of Maui's friends. Maui's kite was swept far out over the sea. He laughed with delight when he saw how far his kite had gone, and at the keeper, who was struggling vainly to put the lid back on Ipu Niu. Then the west wind and the south wind howled out of the god and knocked it from the woman's hand. The kite went as high as the cord was long, and then it tugged fiercely at the cord. The cord began to hum in the wind, and the kite disappeared into the darkening clouds. Thinking that he was in control, Maui called out, "O winds, mighty as the gods, return to Ipunu." But, of course, the winds were beyond his control. They raged stronger and stronger until the cord attached to the kite snapped with a mighty crack. Maui almost fell backward. The kite sailed away over the mountain, never to be seen again. Turn the page. The winds continued to rag over the entire island. A heavy rain sent people scaring in all directions. The winds had proved who was stronger. At last, the keeper of the winds pronounced, "Stop." The winds continued to rag over the entire island. A heavy rain sent people scurrying in all directions. The winds had proved who was stronger. At last, the keeper of the winds pounced on Ipunu and took it back to the cave. She worked all through the night, gently coaxing the winds back into the gourd. Finally, the storm ended. People started calling Maui "he who brought the great storm." His friends looked the other way when Maui came to visit. Finding himself alone with nothing to do, Maui built another kite. It was smaller than the first. He flew it near his home when there was no one else about. He would tie the kite to a rock and study the movements in the sky. Soon he could tell when the weather would be fine or stormy. One day he noticed some men going off to the fields. "It will rain today," called out Maui. "Tomorrow will be a better day to work in the fields." The men just scowled at him. But soon it did begin to rain, and the men came running back to the village, looking in amazement at Maui. Another day, Maui warned a group of women that their clothes could be blown away from the drying places, because his kite told him that there would be a storm that day. Later, they were out in their yards, chasing their clothes which were blowing about in the storm. In time, the village people began to depend on Maui and his kite. He taught them how to tell from the dancing movements of the kite which day would be good for planting or fishing or drying clothes. People now started calling him Teacher of the Weather. Even the keeper of the winds no longer shunted him, and Maui had learnt his lesson. Never again he called for the winds of Ipuki or Ipunu. Now the lesson is ended, dear children. We have come to the end of the chapter. Read the story once for yourself and understand it. Now I am sending you the PDF. You can do your exercises. Thank you. God bless and have a nice day.